Fair warning, if Guardian Games is your favorite event and or you are one of the people I will be talking about and you will possibly offended because you are being offended. But on that note, it's time to talk about Guardian Games because it's an awesome idea in theory. In practice, it turns out not great. Because there's all sorts of inconsistencies when it comes to this that results in not the outcome that should be happening. I'm going to break it down this way. Year one, we play it. And because of the high impact of population of hunters, the amount of, let's say, points that hunters can input with every bank is lowered just to compensate for the fact that they make up nearly half of the population. So there's not as many hunters that are, let's say you need 3 hunters for every 1 Titan. Let's put it that way. Now, that year one, hunters won day 1, and then Titans won every other day, resulting in a mass of just generally Titans 1. That's nice. And then year 2 comes around. Now, that population negative, it's no longer there. Bungie thinks, oh, well, they got absolutely rolled regardless of, population, so we think it's okay to remove said barrier. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, hunters completely stomp, and with some resistance from warlocks 1 or 2 days, if I remember correctly, they won a few, but not enough to keep hunters from winning, and Titans were pretty much third the entire time. On that same note, year 3 is looking like it's just going the other way around, where basically there's a deficit for Titans because Titans lost completely last year. They had the biggest boost. Warlocks had the next biggest boost, and then Hunters had the smallest boost, generally speaking. On that same note, day 1 and 2, Warlocks in the lead, and day 3 still in the lead. Now, honestly, Hunters and Titans, that's a bit of a surprise that they're actually kind of neck and neck, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Warlocks are currently in the lead. And here's why. A, the aforementioned balancing is honestly kind of irrelevant, because I have a feeling it's to do with something specifically. Now, as any dedicated follower of my channel, whoever that may be, and several of my friends know, is I am a true Titan main. I can easily play all 3 classes to fulfill any role, whether it be something in raids, something in a dungeon, something in Crucible just to screw around. I have an idea of what I want to do for everything. Mostly, it's a meme loadout. But I can play all 3 classes. I still play Titan best, but I can play all 3 classes when I need to. But when it comes to Titan games, when it comes to Guardian games, I don't make any progress on my other characters if I can afford to. The reason I did in year 1 play all 3 characters was because unlocking Heir Apparent required a lot more work than it did this time, because it literally required 5 or 6 days of straight grinding out medals and earning triumphs that eventually led to earning Heir Apparent, which is why I played all 3 classes, and then as soon as I didn't need to, I only played Titan. Things were different back that year. It was a little bit simpler. You only had a limit of every medal you could earn a week. You didn't have cards like nowadays. Then, year 2, year 3, I've so far only been playing by Titan. Thankfully, the catalyst for Heir Apparent was different, and the title can be earned by banking medals. There's no need to play all 3 classes, because also unlimited contender cards for 1 class. But here is the main reason why Guardian games will never truly be an equal ride, regardless of how Bungie affects the population. The people that don't have a class, they stick to for Guardian games. What the hell do I mean? It's basically the opposite kind of person I am. If I can afford to, I'm only supporting Titan side, because that is my class. I am a Titan. But then you have the people that just go around and say, oh, I'm a Hunter main, but I'm gonna support the Warlocks this year. Oh, I'm a Warlock main, but I think I'm just gonna be a Titan this year. Or, I've been a Titan and a Warlock, I'm gonna be a Hunter this year. The people that just decide they're gonna support a different class every other year are the people that make this difficult. Are the same sort of people that think, oh, Titans won a year, and Hunters won a year. I think I'm gonna support Warlocks so they can win a year. That's the exact reason why this is never gonna work right. Once we go back around, sure, next year there might not be the people that say, everyone won one, so I'm gonna stick to my class. It's all the people that think, you know what, I don't care who wins, I'm just gonna play a different class and support for no reason. That's the sort of thing that throws all of these analytics off. It's supposed to be a class by class by class competition. If you look at the Olympics, people can only support their country of origin. You cannot have, let's just say, an American Olympian playing for the German track team. You understand why they do that? So they don't get overloaded. You can't take, just say, you can't make an all-star team of 5 of the best sprinters from across the world and put them on the American team, leaving the other classes with nothing. There's a reason for that. The exact same thing goes to Guardian games. You don't have every Titan and every Hunter play Warlock just because they feel like it. That's why these things will never work out properly, is because the people just think, you know, I think we're going to be a different class this year, instead of just sticking to the guns. Play your mains, folks, so we can actually see what the competition will look like. If they need to population balance, so be it. Actually play the characters you play regularly. There's no real point in going for the other characters, because then it's just whoever decides to play the most of another class will always win. That's my ranting. That's the average Guardian Games ranting over. I supported year 1 just because it was a fresh event. It's hard to say how it was going to go around. Last year I made a video about why it usually flops, and this year this is that video of why Guardian Games will just never turn out right. Because I've seen 3 years of this where people just say, you know what, I'm going to be a different class this time. And throw off all the numbers. And with that, if you have been offended by this message, know you are part of the problem. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.
We live and we learn, we dream and we die. We stop being concerned, no chances keep on passing us by. We're looking up.